When will podcast come out?
It'll probably come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Woo,
Yes.
You're a fast girl. You're fast.
Turn it around, baby. All right, let's hit it. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Sarah Centrella show. I am super excited for today's guest. I am going to introduce you. If you haven't followed her already, get on that ASAP. Love following her Instagram. Welcome to the show, Olga Ronnberg. I'm so excited to have you. You had joined my 3-day future boards class that I had not too long ago, and I was like, yay. So today's conversation is needed for me, and I know our listeners too. So welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. Nice to be here. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're amazing for so many reasons, but I want to get to the really exciting thing. You're doing this interview on the day that your company has gone public, or the day after your company has gone public. So you're in the middle of like living a massive dream, the biggest that there is. So first of all, thanks for taking the time out to do that. But tell us a little bit, because we're going to get to all that, but tell us a little bit about you, how you got started, how you got passionate about fitness, and you're a mom, I know. So tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Yes, I'm 48 years old. I'm a mother of 5.
Which I can't believe either of those things, guys. Go follow her Instagram. And you're gonna be like, she's
my oldest is 28, and my youngest are twins. They're 11, and then I have 2 kids in between. So I'm Russian from the beginning. I came to Sweden as 19 years old. I got married to a Swede. We got 3 kids, and I never exercised. I never exercised in my life. I hated it. It's like it was a Soviet school. You supposed to be good at everything from the beginning, or they will make you.
Right.
Yes. So it was tough childhood. I came to Sweden, and then my second daughter was born with Down syndrome. So that was totally new. I was 25 years old. I knew nothing about Down syndrome. So for me, it was like a new life. What shall I do now? And in some moment of weakness, I thought for myself, I will talk to my husband. We will leave her back to hospital. So I was totally shocked. But we didn't. Of course not. Then I got my third child, and there I was with 3 kids, tired, no energy, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to look for the solutions. And you know what I found? I found Bill Phillips' Body for Life. Mm-hmm. That was my start. Bill Phillips' program, his famous Body for Life. You guys have to, you know what it is, no?
No, I haven't.
You don't.
No, I haven't.
You don't.
I feel like
you
I
have
to get on this.
Yeah, you have to Google. This is Bill Phillips. This is like American. So then I was totally. It's like a strength training program, okay. And it was year 2000, so it was 20 years ago. And I got some kind of 30 years crisis. I was like, what shall I do now? I have 3 kids. What shall I do now? What I'm good at? And somebody told me, you're good at telling people how to exercise. Mm. And I was like, yeah, true. And they're like, you need to be personal trainer. Olga, you have to go to be a personal trainer. So 1 year later, I was a PT. I was a personal trainer. Wow. And then I started as a new personal trainer at a new gym. They opened like the new in the neighborhood, and they told me, you have 3 kids, you are going to take care of mama and baby classes. I was like, I know nothing about mama training. I have 3 kids, but that's it. And then I saw the opportunity. Okay, I know nothing. Nobody knows anything about pregnancy training and postpartum training. I went to US, to New York. It was a studio run by Julie Tupler. She was like a guru for the new moms in New York. So I visited her studio. I've read about her method. So I've learned a lot. I came back to Sweden. I've started the mother training, my training for new mothers. And then I got pregnant with twins.
Been there.
I was like, okay.
Your body does, right? When you're pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I need to prove that what I'm teaching others works on me. So I had some kind of pressure on me, but I was cool. I was very open about how to be a mom and try and like I'm trying to come back to in shape and I was very open. I was very authentic about it, and I said to myself, I give myself 1 year, and I will show that it's possible, that it's doable. Just take it easy. And in the same time, my old clients started to ask me, when are you coming back? And I was like, I'm not ready. My kids are not even 1 year old, and I think I will stay at home a couple of months. And I said, but you can get a training program from me. I know who you are. This is the program. Another client, when are you coming back? I said, here's the program. Oh, can you give this some kind of program to my sister, to my friend? And they're aware. I was okay. I'm sitting here like a lot of clients. I know nothing about online training. It was very new at that time, and especially new in Sweden. And I was like, okay, what shall I do now? Because I am starting to lose the information about the clients. It takes time for me to find the right information for the right client, about her progress, about the programs. So I said to my husband, do you know any developer who can help me to create some kind of very easy to do platform? So this is how it started. Then I got more and more clients, and I was alone. I was working day and night, day and night. And my husband said, you understand? Do you understand? You can't continue like this. Yeah. This is not, you're working day and night. Right. So I took in my first trainer and my first nutritionist. Today, we are a team of 40 people.
Wow, that's so awesome. And I know there's so many women listening who can relate to so much of what you said. I mean, first of all, as everyone knows, I had twins. My twins are now almost 14 and my body has still not bounced back. And so, it's so inspiring to hear your story and to see, how you built your business, and that you were like a lot of every entrepreneur, I think, in the beginning starts with an idea and does a lot of it themselves. But you're in that early stage when you're working like crazy and you're doing everything yourself. Can you kind of flash back a little bit to that and tell us a little bit about how you expanded your business and brought in other people? As far as I know, that can be really scary, especially when it's your baby, when it's something you created, and like a lot of women have a really hard time bringing someone else into that. Like any tips?
Yeah,
how you did that?
For me, this was my baby number 6. I had 5 kids. That was my number 6. And it was really, really hard. And I'm not just saying for saying it. It was really hard. I'm a control freak. Mm-hmm. I became better with the years, because now I've learned that I can't take care of everything on my own. Otherwise, I will burn out.
Absolutely.
So I today I'm very good at to recognize my weaknesses and recognize my strengths, and I'm developing my strengths. I'm not developing my weaknesses anymore.
Ooh, I love that. Wait a second, pause that. That is what we need to hear.
That was my ego. My ego took a shot.
Right.
Because
have to do everything and be great at everything, and when you're starting
it's
a business,
impossible.
yeah, there's a lot of it that you're not gonna be good at. That's not your skill set. That's not your strength. You don't have to be good at it. Get someone who is. But that's hard.
And it was my ego. I was like very, and then like now I'm very, I am good at, is it my ego? Is it me? I'm very good at separating it. Okay. So, but in the beginning, it was very hard. And I was like, controlling it. I tried to control what other people doing in my name.
Right.
And I have to trust people. I've learned to trust people, and it was hard. I was checking everything what they were doing, and it's like somebody is like standing here, and you are like writing. I hate when somebody's here when I'm writing something, But I was like this, so it was not a good thing, and you're suspicious. You're checking it. Oh, no. So today I'm very good at get in right stuff. Okay, and there is people for everything out there. You can find people for everything.
Who that's their passion. That's the big thing. Like when you realize you're bringing in someone who is really great at operational stuff, and that's the part that I hate, right? So it's like, I don't want to have to teach myself how to be great at operational stuff, and I'm never going to love it. But there's people who that is their passion. Not only do they do it for a job, but they really, really love it, and they want to bring amazing, work to what you do and help you do it better, and kind of having that openness. I mean, here's the thing: you would never be going public if you were a one-man shop, right? One-woman shop.
Oh no, absolutely not. This is so teamwork. This is totally teamwork. And I really appreciate my team. I really appreciate people behind me. And I'm really, really trying to show it. And that I appreciate them. But, I still have this kind of, I didn't do anything. Anybody can do it.
Right.
But there is a price for that as well. And I mean, it can be relationships. It can be relationship with your kids, because you're not present, not all the time, and especially when you're working at home. Oh my God, it was like, for me, I had a long working day. It was not like I start 9 and I shut the computer at 5 and I'm done. Not really. I started at 6 in the morning before they woke up, working, waking up, feeding, going to kindergarten, working, coming back, feeding, sleeping, put them to sleep, working.
Yep.
So yeah. So
you're 5 hours of sleep a day if you're lucky.
And I think as a woman, you have to, I'm not saying you have to choose, no, but you have, I don't understand how you did it without a partner.
Yeah.
I have a partner. He's very good at taking care of things around. And I didn't have a driving license. I took driving license for 3 years ago. So he was driving around. Yeah, but how did you do it without?
It was really, really hard. It's so much about like understanding that you can't multitask everything at once. I think it took me a long time to kind of understand that. But, when I was building this platform, I was also working a full-time job in corporate sales, and I was working from home. So I look back, 5 years ago when I had that corporate job, was writing my book, and it was summer and my kids were home 24/7, and I was doing it all from the house, like people can get that now because of COVID. But before then, no one cared. They were like, just deal with it.
Exactly.
It's hard. It is really, really hard. I think if I didn't like put things in time blocks, you know, like when my kids were around, I was with my kids, put them to bed. And then just like you, I would work till 3 a.m, you know, on my side hustle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think we are so much more capable, first of all, than we think we are, you know.
Yes.
That I think
Yes.
is so true. I think when we look at something hypothetically, we're like, oh my God, I could never do that. But once you just start, like, my God, we have so much strength, so much capability, and we really can do a lot more than we probably thought we could.
And you know, I think maybe you will recognize yourself in it. Sometimes you don't give yourself any choice. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It just is how it is, and so you make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, online now it's very normal to work online. It's like during this last year, everybody works online. I did that for 10 years, and I understood how flexible it is. I could work everywhere. That was like I was on vacation, I worked. I didn't have vacation. I was on vacation, I worked. That was flexible. So I got it very, very quickly. So this gives you a kind of freedom as well.
Right.
So I started to appreciate this online lifestyle quite early. I understood the freedom, and but I mean, maybe you will recognize yourself that when you in love with something, you really, really believe that this is gonna work. You make it work.
Yeah.
Because you put so much in it, your time, your free time, your everything, and you can't go back. And you know, I mean, it's easy to start an online business, right?
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
But to stay there, it takes some balls, right?
It does. It takes a lot. And I think it's an online business is different than a lot of other older traditional businesses, is that you have to be on, you know, like you have to be on way more than you would in old school, you know, definitely more than I would.
How do you handle that? How do you handle that?
You know,
you have to be.
Yeah, it's tough. I think like having it took me a long time to get structure in my own business because I didn't know how to start a business. I was figuring it out myself. I'd always worked for someone else. And, you know, when I had to like learn how to turn what was just a passion, you know, I was writing books, I was sharing, I was helping people, but I wasn't ever trying to make money from it really before I started it as a business. And I thought, oh, I'll just easily transition, you know?
Yeah, right.
Clients. And as we know, that is not how it works. And so, you know, I would say the first 2 years was hell. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. Like it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life, just even surviving that. And it does get better and better because, you know, you flex and you learn, you're like, oh, that worked, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Constantly learning, constantly like a student of how to do it all and do it better. You know what I mean? And try not to burn myself out because, you know, like you mentioned, that's a big risk. Like you do.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is. Yes. And, you know, and sometimes it takes even, you know, it takes courage to admit what I'm doing right now doesn't work. So I have to go back, take 2 steps back. You understand? Because it's always like, let's see what's working, what's not working. So you have to have quite a lot of courage just to be flexible, to change your mind, because you know people are not good at that, to admit for themselves.
No, just like you said, right? Because sometimes that's the hardest thing. You have an idea, you know, like, oh, I'm going to do this in my business and it's going to be amazing. It's going to blow up. It's what everybody wants. Like, I'm ready. And then you do it and it does not work out that way. And, you know, it's a check to the ego to be like, hey, we need to look at what's working and, you know, expand that and figure out how to navigate this other. And if it didn't work, drop it, you know, and it's
exactly
having
that's hard.
Is a big thing, like, and separating yourself from that and saying, hey, just because that didn't work doesn't mean everything I'm doing isn't working. Because I think sometimes your head wants to go there. That's right. Like, oh, just everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about Mama Fitness. I love this. I love that that is really like your space where you've totally focused in and are such an expert in. What kind of struggles, I think maybe in general, do moms face when getting back into shape? I mean, I know, like I said, my body has never recovered. I mean, my middle literally needs surgery. But like, how do you kind of help moms either get back to pre-shape or learn to live in their best body now? Because it might be different.
Yes. I mean, women has this kind of idea, this is how I want to look, like would like to look like. That's when they come to us. I want back my body back, or I want to look like her, like different ideas. And it comes from social media, it comes from I would say social media. And what I'm trying to do, it's not like go, absolutely not. And sometimes when they come to you and they say, I am not exercising at all, but I want to exercise 5 times per week. And I'm like, forget it, girl. I give you 2.
Yeah.
And see how I give you 2. Yeah, exactly. That's so much better. If you can manage 2 days during some time, you're a winner. Yeah. Then I can give you an extra day. Let's see how it will work out with 3 days per week. But that. if I will give you 5, and you're constantly chasing these 5 and can only train 2 days a week, you will not feel like a winner. You will feel like a loser.
Yeah, you just.
So this is, yeah, exactly. You will never say, oh, I can train 2 days, but not 5. But I want 5. So I will never give you. So you have to be aware of your new life. You have to be aware that it is different between where you are now and 1 year ago. So you have to accept your new reality. And then I recommend sleeping. If you're tired, don't exercise. Just go and sleep 1 more extra hour and focus on nutrition instead. So when you are a new mother, you are so energy deprived. So your nights are crazy. You are not in control. That's your baby who is controlling you. So you have to commit. Actually, your main focus should be on that. Your purpose is to let baby survive. So this is your just feeding machine. That's your purpose in the beginning. Your baby has to survive. It depends on you. So please sleep. You need some energy.
Yeah.
So no crazy stuff at all. Just restoring the core, restoring hips, and to get confidence more and more. Eat normal food. No diets, no trends, no low carbs, no nothing. You have to support your breast milk production. Yeah. So you have to feed another person. So you can't just go on the calorie deficit. So we are a little bit different from from what is popular right now, keto, no keto, whatever. So we are trying to be basics. We're trying to be normal.
I love that.
So
I tell you, I love that. It took me my whole life really till I'm 45 now, probably till about 2 years ago to actually get that, you know, I cannot yo-yo anymore. It never worked for me. I just tried to continue it did. And, you know, the just basic consistency and water intake and taking care of myself and actually eating better food. Like I love pasta. It's my favorite thing in the whole world, but I'm going to make it better. I'm going to use like way better ingredients, you know, whole food, things like that. And it made such a big difference.
Yeah. And you know, such thing as you have to like what you eat, not like to put in your mouth something you hate. It's like, but it's just temporarily, it's temporary, but soon I will eat as much as I want or whatever I want. It's so wrong. So you have to like what you eat, you have to like what you see. So I mean, so start there. The textures, the tastes, find something. It doesn't. You can eat normally without losing the taste, and let go your favorite foods. So absolutely not. And you know, when you're starting to say to yourself, I am not allowed to eat that,
then all you want is that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you just don't even go there. When you're starting, I am not allowed. Who
don't take it off
created that? Who created that list? I'm not allowed to. Who created that list?
And you live in Spain, which I'm so jealous of, first of all, because that's where I was planning to take my kids this summer. And actually 3 days ago, I had to make a really tough call and cancel the trip because Europe is still not open to US visitors. And
the opposite. We can go. I cannot go to my favorite Hawaii. I can't.
But it will happen. And I mean, one of the things that I have learned in my trips to Europe the last couple of years is what you guys have known all along, which is enjoy good food and move your body. Like, so freaking basic, but it's not how Americans are programmed at all. I mean, we think we're going to have that one good meal, maybe once a month if we go out to a really nice restaurant, and that will be our treat. The rest of it is just shove whatever shit you can find and, you know, be insane, manic all the time. And so 2016 is when I first went to Italy. And ever since then, I've really been like, okay, I can't move there yet, but how do I that mentality and that love of like authentic food and the love of like moving your body and having enjoyment around food versus guilt around food and all of the feelings that I had. And I started cooking, and it really has changed everything. And now, honestly, the only filter that I have really when it comes to food, especially probably the past year since I've been working out 5 days a week, which by the way, took me a long time. I started with 2, worked myself up, and now it's finally, after months and months and months, just a 5 days a week thing that's in my calendar that is what it is. I don't question it anymore. I just show up, enjoy it, and walk out. But it took a long time. I want to say like 6 months before that was not a fight for me, you know. But now I just ask myself, is that delicious? Like I stopped wanting to just eat bullshit food.
I really like
if I'm gonna eat it,
what you're talking about.
Amazing.
Yes.
I don't want to sit on some bullshit.
No. And you know what I like? You said 1 minute ago, I started to cook.
Yep, exactly.
This is what we're talking about, to cook your own food.
Oh, and there's so much that comes with it. Like it helps you de-stress, it helps you slow down, it helps you understand how ingredients work together and why your body, I mean, it's changed everything for me, truly. And now I've gotten kind of good at it, so it makes it even more fun.
I have a question for you. Your kids.
Yeah.
How do you teach them to appreciate the food? they eat.
Oh yeah. So that was something that was pretty important to me from the beginning when I first had kids, because I actually grew up strange, kind of off the grid, but we grew our own food. We were vegan. Like my parents were very kind of,
Whoa,
sort of,
whoa, you were early. You were early.
Oh yeah. It was not cool. Trust me. We were doing it. It was absolutely not.
Okay.
But now I'm starting to see kind of the benefit that it gave me, which taught me how to cook and how to, appreciate good ingredients and things like that. So I started feeding my kids as soon as they could eat all kinds of stuff, like avocados and blueberries and, just introducing all different foods to them. I'm really glad, because they're not picky eaters, and that would make it a lot harder. And so they do appreciate all the, all the crazy things that we eat, and they've loved eating when we travel and things like that. And now my daughters are also vegetarian. So the interesting thing for me was, how do I make the meals that are now becoming part of our family tradition that we're for? I want to make them exactly the same for my girls as I do for my son and I who eat meat. And so that's been kind of fun, just learning how to adapt, and they don't know the difference between meatless and meat. And I'm kind of proud of myself, but I think, it's tough. My daughters have my genes, which is,
okay.
when I was an early teen, I was heavier, and my son was heavier until he started working out and taking care of things. And so I think we talk about it openly, but we always talk about it as taking care of our bodies and being healthy and, living our best life and things like that. Whereas my generation, it was like, you're fat, go lose weight,
Yeah.
So it's hard. I don't know. How do you deal with that with your children and getting them to like appreciate and have a good relationship with food?
I've learned more and more with each kid, actually. My first one was totally disaster. She was very, very picky, very picky. So I was like running after her with the spoons, like,
Yeah.
And with each kid, I was like, I don't do that shit anymore.
Right.
Okay. If you don't eat it, you don't eat it. I'm not going to make a new food for you.
Thank you.
Either this or not at all. So bye. So nobody's starving.
Exactly. No, that's my philosophy too. I'm not making 3 meals. Are you crazy? Except for the vegetarian. That's it.
Yeah. So no. So you eat what I serve, and if you don't like it, then sorry.
Yeah.
But we tried to avoid the baby food, because baby food is like very, very tasteless. That's where kids losing their desire to taste something else. So that's what we were very careful with. And today they're fine. I mean, they have different tastes, and they have different priority. I mean, they appreciate different kind of food, but we meet in the middle.
Yeah.
I talked to them, and I'm like, what do you want me to cook? I want this, I want that. And I was like, I'm cooking this today and that tomorrow.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. When you were back in the days where you were building all of this and working so hard by yourself, did you ever imagine that your business would be here and that you would be here where you are today?
No, I was like 3 years ago, until 3 years ago, it was like a family business. My husband with us in the company as well. It was me, him, trainers, and a couple of developers. So we could, continue on and on and on and on, and have an easy life. But then I like, no, that's too, that I want more.
Yeah.
I want much more.
Exactly.
I want, this is like, we could scale it up. So we had the right sort of platform. We built it by ourselves, and so we saw it that we can scale up without without any technical issues. So we could scale it up. So we scaled and scaled and scaled up during the years. During years, more and more clients and stuff, and more nutritionists and trainers. So then we like, okay, why not to take it to the rest of the world? So we're starting with Great Britain to translate everything to English, and my absolutely ultimate goal is US. This is so close to my heart.
And
US is in.
Yeah, and you have like 5 amazing books. Are any of them in English? I know they're
seven, Sarah, seven.
7, Jesus. This woman has
yes, I have
a business and 7 books. Oh my God.
Yeah. You know, one book. I have one book translated to English. It's called Strength Training for Women, Olga Ronnberg.
Awesome. I'm gonna put the link in
the there's just check it out. It's there in English.
I love it. So what's next for you? What's the next dream? You just achieved a huge one. Enjoy that, obviously, but what does the future look like?
You know, actually, to scale it up and go globally. That's go global. That's my next goal, my ambition. You know, I could do it already 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago. So not to worry. I'm this is not to myself actually. Not to worry, go for it. Find right people who wants to do it with you. Absolutely. who believe in you, who are there for you. And not to be afraid of this. Is like, you know, you will recognize yourself. I think doesn't matter what other people say,
right?
You know, whatever you do, you will be always judged. This is if you do that, you will be judged. If you do the opposite, you will be judged. So, and get rid of people who are not there for you and not with you. Like when you like, oh, my friends, they're not supporting you. They're not your friends, because friends are there for you, to support you. So get rid of those people, even if it means that you're alone.
Such good
advice. And I'm
a big believer in that. Yeah, you can't succeed when everyone around you is trying to cement your feet to the ground, you know, and pulling you back.
Of different reasons. And you know, well, like somebody said, never take an advice from people who are less successful than you. that you know, that I believe it so much. I believe it.
And don't believe in it. So people who don't have dreams, they're not going to get it. And
exactly
over it. Like, you know,
exactly. You know, I feel that I'm not like saying that I'm better than anybody else or whatever. I actually authentically happy for women who are following their dreams, who are following their heart fully.
Right.
And I'm really happy for them, because it shows that it's possible. It shows for me it's doable, it's possible. Let's go.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so where can everybody connect with you? Like I said, I love your Instagram. I'll make sure I put your handle in our show notes as well. But anywhere else people can find you and connect with you?
Actually, Instagram is the best way. I'm even on my Facebook, if anybody remember what Facebook is. but Olga Ronnberg, that's my social media home.
Okay, I will leave, I'll put both the book and your Instagram in the show notes. And thank you so much for your wisdom and for sharing this time with me on a very exciting and special day for you. I'm so excited for you. That gives me hope because that's one of my long-term dreams, and can't wait to have a day like that too. So sending you lots of love. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and everybody go hustle and thrive.
Exactly. Thank